All right, so if you're a developer who uses AI, you know this feeling, right? You've got this incredibly powerful large language model, but it's totally stuck up in the cloud, completely blind to your local code. Well, today we are going to tear down that wall. We're going to dive into how the brand new C# SDK for the Model Context Protocol lets you connect any LLM directly to your projects. But first, have you ever really stopped to think about this? You're using something like GitHub Copilot, and it feels like magic, doesn't it? It just knows your project. How in the world is it accessing your local environment? The truth is, LLMs are basically living in a silo, completely separate from your machine. So how do we build that bridge? How do we give them sight?
Well, the answer is this really elegant solution called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. At its heart, MCP is an open standard that was built to solve this exact problem. It creates a standardized language, a common ground, that lets our apps, our data, and our custom tools talk directly with any LLM.
And I absolutely love this analogy from the MCP website. It's just perfect. Think about it, right? USB-C came along and standardized how all of our different gadgets connect to power and to each other. MCP is doing the exact same thing, but for AI. It's creating a universal port for plugging your own data sources and tools straight into a model.
The whole MCP ecosystem really boils down to three key players that all work together. So first, you've got the host. That's the application where you and the AI are hanging out, like VS Code. Then, inside that host, you have the client, which is the AI itself. Think GitHub Copilot. And finally, and this is the most exciting part, you have the server. And that's the custom code that you get to write to give the AI brand new superpowers. And here's how that flow looks in practice. A request starts with you in the host, which is VS Code. That request goes to the client, which is Copilot. Then, the client uses the Model Context Protocol as a bridge to talk to a server, which can be running right on your own machine. And that server, that is the custom tool we're about to build. Okay, now that we get the theory, let's get our hands dirty. And honestly, you're not going to believe how simple it is to build your own MCP server with the C# SDK. It really just comes down to three basic steps. Set up the project, configure the server, and then, the fun part, create your own custom tool. Okay, step one. You're just going to fire up a standard C# console app. From there, you just need to pull in two NuGet packages. The first one, model.context.protocol, well, that's the main SDK with all the MCP goodness. And the second, microsoft.extensions.hosting, just gives us a really nice, standard way to run our server. Easy peasy.
Next up is the configuration. And you got to check out how clean this code is. With just a few lines, you're telling your app to add an MC server. That first line, with standard I/O server transport, just sets it up to talk locally. But the real magic is in that second line, with tools from assembly. This little bit of code tells the server to automatically scan your entire project and just find any tools you've made. It is that simple.
So how do we actually make a tool the AI can use? Well, you just create a simple static class and you tag it with the MCP server tool type attribute. Then any method you want to show to the AI, you just add the MCP server tool attribute. Now, look closely at that description property. This part is absolutely crucial. That text is literally what the LLM will read to figure out what your tool does and when it should use it.
Okay, one last tiny piece of setup. Inside your project, you'll create a .vs Code folder and pop in this MCP JSON file. This is just a super simple file that tells the host, VS Code in our case, how to launch the server you just built. It's the final little handshake that wires everything together. And here it is. This is the payoff. The user asks GitHub Copilot to reverse a string. Copilot reads the description on our reverse echo tool, realizes it's the perfect tool for the job, and instantly calls your local C# code to get the answer. Just like that, you've given a massive cloud-based AI a brand new skill that's running entirely on your machine. How cool is that? So if you're ready to start building your own tools, everything you need is already out there waiting for you. Just head over to the Model Context Protocol organization on GitHub. You'll find the official C# SDK, a bunch of awesome samples to get you started, and all the documentation you could possibly need. And that brings us to the end. But really, this is just the beginning, isn't it? The wall between these giant AI models and your own code, your own data, it's gone. You can now build tools that talk to your company's internal knowledge base, that interact with proprietary APIs, or run complex math right on your local machine, all from a simple chat prompt. The possibilities are, and I mean this, truly endless. So the only question left is, what will you build first?